Okay. Got all that set. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Hi. Ah, okay. Why is... Oh, just quick draft. Okay. I was like, why is that going away? I think Alchemy comes out in a week or two, and a week or this week. It's this or next week. I know it's soon. We've seen some of the cards for it also. Anyway, hey everybody. Welcome, welcome. I was gonna say Tuesday, but it's not Tuesday, it's Monday. It's gonna take some getting used to, isn't it? It's Monday. I suppose Magic Monday is more alliterative too, now that I think about it. So it's not always Magic, rotates between all sorts of cards, just Magic's the most common one. Anyway, hi. Here to do another Edge of Eternities draft. Oof. Last week I got into a specific, in my mind for a specific Slay the Spire mod last Friday. So now we're here for this. But yeah, I think Alchemy it's either this or next week. I don't know. I've mentally feel like I've like fully missed Edge of Eternities Limited because of mentally not being there the first week, and that was like that's been more than half the drafts I've done. Almost all the drafts I've done. Anyway, we got more to put on for now, though. Captain Ultras, thanks for the sub. See what sort of ships we got. What sort of Vipers we can launch. Been specifically thinking about not the show BSG, though the show BSG has a lot of strong things too, but the board game, which is how I got introduced to Battlestar Galactica. Was mid 2000s, late mid 2000s. It had expansion, so it had a longer tail. Fantasy Flight board game that you have like 4 to 6 players, and there's like a betrayer role, and you're playing to like get the fleet to the end of the line, but you have to figure out who's working against you. A lot of fun. Anyway, that has like nothing to do with what we're doing here today. We're here on the edge. We're gonna go ahead and see what sort of deck we can build up here. What sort of goodies we can... What am I looking for? I keep wanting to build the, like, blue artifact thing, but I feel like that has had some problems coming together. What does a planeswalker need with a starship? I've talked about, like, some of my favorite bits from the story, but, like, about 2/3 through the story, Tezzeret makes himself known, and he comes up on our ship here, the Surima, and like, you know, this has like an engine. You can see the drive. It's making thrust. It has like, you know, these fins and a shape. Tezzeret shows up in a rock that's just moving. It's just like a piece of metal floating in space. Well, this is one of those, like, it can fly in and out of atmospheres, you know how it is. But yeah, Tezzeret just shows up in a rock and, like, crunches onto the side. It's great. I know that there's audiobook, like, audio stories for the Magic story stuff, so I'm sure I can get the, pronunciation. That'd be good. Thanks, on. Thanks for the sub. Alright. Favorite bits, Tessa, Holly out, she earned her armor, or she doesn't have any answer better than I survived. I guess Tessa's like, sweet. Yeah, same. It's more of a, like, I'm in a position where I'd rather be reading than listening in a lot of places. I also find myself not able to, like, as a, like, personal thing, I find it difficult to, like, listen to a podcast and do anything else. I have to commit 100% attention to, like, the one thing. And if I'm doing that, I'd rather just be reading it. Alright, let's see what we're starting with. Starting with the white planet here. Adagia, Windswept Bastion, like, you know, the planets have a high ask, but this one is definitely something that can be built really heavily for work in limited. This and the red one, I think, are both, like, more of a direction for that. Other things I like in here, I like Edge Rover, I like Cryogen Relic, because this is, like, I think the most important bread and butter card for the artifact deck. So Vocalist is the doubler, right? I think it's between these two in my heart of hearts. I'm gonna pick the relic, and I'm gonna try to get in on the, like, blue artifact stuff as early as I can. I'm gonna get this thing to work, damn it. Though that doesn't preclude white as a color if we have all fates. That's fine by me. All fates, monois, a lot of powerful white in here. I like all fates a lot. This is a really good card. Yeah, the who is on Tezzeret is a fairly lengthy bit, but he is a originally from Shards of Alara, a artificer from Esper, the artifact world, who slowly had turned his body more and more to filigree. Then was working under Bolus, then was working under the Phyrexians, then was, like, had some interesting days. Okay, Mechan Assembler is one of the cool payoffs for this. We also have some, like, big green here and Godmaw, the Leviathan. But this is a nice, bit for this. I wonder what sort of white we have that works with the artifacts. I know from, like, Caverns, like, this was a color combo that worked with artifact stuff, but I don't know how much that's going to work in this if we want to, like, find something that isn't white to go with this. Tezzeret is here because he was working under the Phyrexians and kind of saw both the writing on the wall and the boy howdy, things are gonna go bad. Got them to give him a Darksteel body and then left, like, as quickly as possible, as fast as possible. Got the hell out of there. Dual Sun Adepts, Cryo Shatter, Alpha Rail also is a way to go. Alpha Rail's quite strong. I do like Cryo Shatter a lot. Thanks for the bits, Fruits Out Kung Fu. Appreciate it. I'm gonna do a little bit of commitment on the side here. The red and black. Black still has some powerful tools in here too. And this is a bit of a... We're doing a little bit of hedging our color bets here. Mechon and the Self-Craft Mechon are both really nice here. The Mechon Navigator is cheap. It's powerful for getting us cards in and out. Self-Craft Mechon is something I think is, like, one of our best tools for cycling through our small drops. Do I value the Self-Craft over the Mecha Navigator? That's a hard question. Buy a full DVD set if I could. Funnily enough, buying a full DVD set of all of the Pilly shows is how Thunderbolt Fantasy came to exist. uh, Gen Urobuchi at a convention buying all of these DVD sets of like 20, 30 years of Pilly dramas, then them going like, catching him a day or two later, like, hey, look, we should like start doing something. Okay, we got the Mechon Navigator back, which is a nice one to have with this. I like this as an early drop. We have a lot of cycling. We'll be able to find powerful things as we go through. Looks like this is our opening pack back. Not a lot I find super... Okay, I find Territorial Bruntar actually pretty powerful as far as the like cards left in here. Flight Deck Coordinator's okay. I'm gonna grab this just for like setting it aside in case red is like the direction we end up in. I don't like Cryologist, but Exosuit Savior could pick up a Cryogen Relic if white ends up being what we're ending up doing. I don't believe in this card. I don't think Sinister Cryologist does anything. It's too slow. The Drill Too Deep, it's not a card I would consider red for, whereas this is a card I would. This counts artifacts, right? Yeah, it does. Okay. Well, okay, looks like Alpha Rail's the only pick we have in black, so it might be the white. The blue is obviously real enough here with a lot of these, like, nice, okay. I don't hate having Exosuit Saviors. Oh, hold on, we're in black now. Elegy Acolyte is a messed up card. This is a 4-mana 4/4 lifelink. If that was the end of the card, I'd be fine playing this. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card, lose a life. Sweet. Excellent. Great. Hold on, there's more text. Void, make a 2/2. Like, just outrageous value. This, like, with 2 of these abilities, it would still be like a top tier pick for limited. With 3, whew, feeling great. All right, we're gonna have to try to make the black work if I want to play something like this. Obviously, we could pick the whale, we could pick vote out, we could pick whole couple other directions, but this is a powerful reason to be in black. We can pick up Gravkill to kind of try to cement that location more. Codecracker Hound would be great, but I'm gonna have to pass that up for the Gravkill. I'm not least feeling too bad on like advantage pieces if we have Alpha Rail and Cryogen Relic, Mechan. We have a lot of bits like that. Ragost is a funny card. Like, certainly one of the best, like, unique characters in my mind of, like, the lobster chef who could makes food out of anything. Space Whale art is pretty great. Alright, let's get the black working. Shieldmate is a card that oh, hold on. Shieldmate's great, but Virus Beetle 2. These are actually both really nice. Shieldmate is, like, better for staying alive. This is better for, the virus, like, better for value, and I'm gonna value that a little bit more, mentally. That might be a little, greedy, but I will do it. The big thing with the whale in limited is that, like, if you don't have a play on a turn, you can get the Surveil 2, and then you can get the Surveil 2 again later. Continuing, and that's so much advantage as far as, like, card quality is concerned. Ilvoy Infiltrator or a Cryo Shatter. Ilvoy Infiltrator is not as likely for, well, we're okay on 2-spell, things like Relic help out, but I think we want to make sure we have enough answers in the deck, and Cryo Shatter is a pretty solid answer. As I've said, I feel like we're doing pretty good on, draw power right now. Though that card is still fine. Like, 1/3 draw a card, no text following it is still, like, works out. I do want one, I like having a copy of Mechanozoa in a deck like this. it works as a, like, large enough threat. The big 5/5 side of this is like sizable, and so having something like this, I think, is a nice thing to have around. Also works for a little bit of like the early play on this. Okay, we got we're not Dominion. Dirgecraft is fine. Both of the black uncommon stations, the spacecrafts, are pretty good. This one is the worst, I think, of the two, but I think it's passable. Mostly because, like, it's not terribly hard to get this to be a flying threat that, like, edicted your opponent. The usual problem is that the edict is probably eating something tiny. I don't want a lot of that sort of thing. Mechan Navigator the second. Also, having a spacecraft for these is actually quite nice. These work on tap, not attack. So we can use those like that to be able to do things. Lost in Space is a card I'd also consider, but I do want to get some more of these early drops. I think threes are a place we're kind of missing stuff too. What are we looking for in that range? That's a good question. I want more Self-Craft Mechan. Hey, Terra Symbiosis. I'm going to pick up the Cloud Sculpt. I don't know that I believe in this card terribly much. It's not like it's bad or anything. It's just I don't really believe in a 2/4 flyer being, like, where this deck wants to be. Okay, we got the Shieldmate back. I'm kind of happy about that. This is a small thing that keeps us alive. I'm not playing the All Fate Stalker unless we have a couple easy ways to get access to the white. This card is powerful enough that I would do it if we end up with some ways to get over to the white. But right now we don't have any, like, fixing in that nature. Terra Symbiosis number 2, Timeline Color, Triogen Relic, Hull Carver, Scout. We're not Starfield Shepherd. That would be a nice thing with a... And Wedgelight Rammer is actually one of the more artifact-based white cards. Timeline Color is... powerful, but I don't know that this is the deck for it. I don't know that we're doing anything real with it. Might be the Hull Carver. I might just want a Death Touch body over Cryogen Relic 3. I think I'm okay with a Death Touch body. I know Cryogen Relic is great, and like the color is very good. It's very recursive. It's very powerful. It works with, like, Elegy Acolyte as a way to come in and out. Hello. All right. Arnett gets Wrath of God. That feels pretty good. Yeah, good in just if you're playing aggressive. I've come around on the Terra Pack Intimidator because a lot of the decks that would be including this make good use of the lander tokens. Voidborn, Depressurize. We don't have a Depressurize at this moment. The Voidborn is pretty good because of the artifact clause on it, but, like, we don't... Right now, our removal is a Cryo Shatter, a Grav Kill, and, like, a Wrath of God. I would like 2 more pieces, like, to be a little bit more workable that we can draw into. Engineer, Cryo Relic, and another Mechan. Okay, so Mechan 2 or Relic 3. I think... Yeah, we do have lifelink on Elegy Acolyte. I think Mechan 2. And then, like, we have one of these that might table. I don't believe it will, but, like, we can try. We know there's one in the packs that was coming around. Beamsaw? Yeah, sure. Beamsaw is fine. Given the artifacts, is Virulent Silencer notable? One of the big things that makes Virulent Silencer a little harder to work with, that needs a more specific deck, could work, is that it says non-token on it. Steel Swarm Operator. Huh. Canazoa 2. Kill Ship? We a Kill Ship deck? I don't think I'm a kill ship deck. Maybe I am. Good red going around here, too. I'll take one of these. Alright, Cryogen Relic made it back around. Station Monitor, if we were in the other side of things, this would be a way to go. A lot of colorless cards that put things on bottom of deck, they do that just as a way of, like, having graveyard hate or recursion that isn't exiling the card. Ooh, alright, okay. Alright, well. I might be overkill. That's fine, we could probably discard those. I don't see us as having enough fixing for me to want to play all fates. Though I don't hate the idea of the pieces this has. If we could get like the cryogen with the exosuits or something like that, that'd be very funny too. We only need 2 cuts to make this live. What are we looking at? Let me give me this is a me curve in a nutshell. Check out this twos. This is the most me. We probably don't. I don't know if 4 cryogen is overkill or not. Consider playing good cards and not bad cards. I've talked about. I wish I remembered the name of the like magazine or book or whatever this was, but decades ago, when I was first learning to play Magic at the card shop, they had a like a duelist, or I don't know, it was a more larger book. It was like Magic strategy, and like reading about like deck build strategy like halfway through the book, and it's like, all right, so what's the best way to like what tips do you have for me for playing Magic? And rule 1 was play good cards. That's like, yeah, yep, okay, yeah, I agree. Play good cards, good rule. That was like. And you know, oh, mental modulation can get the hell out of here. This is a. I don't care about that. That's filler. That's worse filler than Cryogen Relic. Cryogen Relic does some nice filler with Alpha Rail. Right. I disagree. I will play the funny cards. Okay. So like. Taking a look at the rest of this, we've got, like, Gigastorm Titan is something I could throw down. This is a 2-mana 4/4 on 4 most of the time in this deck. You can see with the Cryo Relics or the Navigators or the Virus Beetles or such. So this is another larger body that kind of works for us. I feel like it's probably a non-creature I'm cutting, and then it's probably a relic. I understand the feeling, Brewski. That's been, like... A lot of the drafts I've had have had the combination 1-2 punch of... like, I had a week or so where I was just in, like... a place where like cards turned to mush in my hand and I felt like I couldn't play, combined with like new format that I don't quite understand. That's not what I wanted at all. I want 2 of those in, please. 3 of those in. We'll take a look. I feel like this is fine. We have like this. This is a good setup. The Gigastorm Titan is something we can also cut, but I like the body. This deck feels like one that wants to threaten large bodies. We actually don't have as much removal as I would like, is one of the pieces that's actually missing to this deck. We've got Grav Kill, we've got Dirgecraft, we've got a Depressurize, we've got a Cryo Shatter, and then we're done. And half of those don't work with each other, because like Cryo Shatter and Dirgecraft don't work together. Bits like that, a lot of our 1 toughness things. But Steel Swarm Operator lets us do some nasty ramp stuff too. I'm excited for this. Let's take a look. I was a kill ship deck. Yeah, I think that at the end of the day, like, I probably would have played a, like, we could play less land, but we have so much filtering, I don't feel bad about, like, dropping, about 17. We can easily use, like, the 2-drop Mechons to filter through, Alpha Rail, and we'll be drawing through a lot of cards and need a lot of mana, I feel. So this looks fine. A lot of 2s. Looks like we can get the Mechon going here. I'm gonna go ahead and lead with against blue. Want to lead with a 2-power creature. Let's lead with the Navigator. This hand wants the, I want an artifact creature in play for this. Okay. That leads pretty well against this. I don't want to be attacking into that. Let's go ahead and pop a Cryogen Relic. Okay, well, willing to do this to, oh boy. Alright, okay, alright, not great. Not happy about this. I know the Prospector has the long-term out on this, but I'm gonna get rid of the Prospector here. Okay. That's fine. I didn't want to make that trade, but I have to make that trade. Okay, second spell. I see. Now we need to try to find Lance here. Alright. Yeah, I accept my fate. So they get Station Monitor and then they get a 3-drop? Oh. They don't have a 3rd land either, huh? Hey Malamat, thank you for the sub. Okay, good news. We did find land 3. We are 25. Oh boy. Help! 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 Oh, we're... Yeah, alright. Yeah, we had a pretty real chance of being in this game without this flood, because we would have been able to, like, kill off the Station Monitor or the Scientist. We're not here. That's fine. This one has very little to do with the format to me. This is just those 10% of games of Magic that happen. Anyway. We know they've got Night Illuminate. Yeah, alright. Let's move on to the next. These are the games you get passed by where we did every possible thing we could to get out of that. Our 3rd land being in our 15th card. There's no world where I would have mulliganed a hand that looks like that. So, let's move on. We've had both colors. That's also why I can't cut the 17th land. Alright. They had the Cosmogram. They actually had like a sizable amount of power in the 2-spell plan, with the 2/2 that makes 1/1 flyers, the Mythic that pumps your team or makes 2/1/1s, the Giant that's a 2-drop, a 2-mana 4/4. Your second spell costs 2 less. Like they had a lot of good combinations. Like that would have been a really fun match to have as a real game, is what I'm saying. I will keep this. 2 into 3 into 5. I can't actually... no, we can't go into 5 like that, but... that's okay. I don't know that I looked at my mana base at all. I have no idea what our mana split is. Okay, well, we're not getting past that. Mechan Assembler should be pretty good. I can go ahead and freeze the Dual Sun, because we're just clearly not blocking it. I'm freezing that. Do they have a 4th land? No. Oh, no, they do. Sorry. We're still in damage. Ahem. I don't want to tap out yet. I don't want to... oh! You actually don't have anything. Okay. Alright. That's good. Let's go... Mechan Assembler, I think, here is the line. And are they gonna... they have a focus fire here? Or a, shields? Okay, that's fine. Now, the idea is that, like, we'll be able to make a bunch of 2/2s and use that to... never mind. We're not getting to do any of that. All that stuff I was just talking about is fake. Let's play a Virus Beetle. Get a card from them, because they've been missing land drops. Another Focus Fire. And I'm going to go ahead and just take this Warp on the Dual Sun here. If we draw into a Black Source, Elegy Acolyte should be pretty damn powerful. Second black? Oh, boy. Artifacts and red creatures have warp. How bad is that? My gut tells me that's not good. How not good? How like... I'm holding a Wrath, I should probably spend it. Let's just do the full. We could steal Tanook. We can't use Tanook. We could steal a Virus Beetle. We could steal Dual Sun. Three cards in hand. Clearly live again. They've been missing land drops. Give me the Beetle. I know that, like, we can't use Tanook. Okay, that got another kill spell out of them. They have a lot of them. Okay. Our bodies are nice because once we get Elegy Acolyte, we'll be able to draw off of them, is the big hope. Any land we draw is Beamsaw plus Mechanozoa. Okay, let's go... let's go Acolyte and see if we can't swing in. I think they're holding a kill spell, but then we get the 2/2 off this, as long as it doesn't kill, as long as it's not a kill spell for Elegy Acolyte, which a lot of the ones in here I think are more, like, combat-oriented ones. Focus Fire, and yeah, reroute. So, like, we're gonna get the 2/2 off of the Acolyte for this. Okay. Now, they could have a Banishing Light, or, yeah, yep. This is kind of what I'm expecting that their hand looked like, was like just 5 removal spells. Okay. We need to start moving at our opponent, I think, here. Want to use the Mechanozoa on their next play that's real. Like that. That's a fine thing to get to put down. We're going to hold lands from this point because we have a lot of filter. And we also are, like, looking at close to lethal lines. Oh, okay. Interesting. So they can eat... Oh, all their artifacts have eat for 3 life now. Also, this is a long-term threat. Let's get the Gigastorm down. Again, we have a lot of card draw in the deck. Any of our Cryo Relics, any of our things like that, that let us, like, move forward. They have to drop a lot of defenses to get this to 12. It's okay. If it was just they drew dead for a few turns, I'm happy about that. We can work around that. Which, like, I mean, it might just be... Actually, it might be that they're sitting on, like, some 6-drops and can't play them. But look at this. Focus Fire, Hard Light Containment, Reroute Systems, Banishing Light, Banishing Light. I think they were off 6th land. I think they just had some large, like... That was why they wanted to Nook, right? Like, throw something down that they were unable to play. Okay. I spent a lot of time thinking about that ballad for 6 Beetle versus things, and I do like the ending up that being the Beetle, because it ate a removal spell, and then it ate a removal spell. That Beetle ate 2 removal spells. This looks great. It's got 0-point ballad, it's got Cryogen Relic. We can even get this Dirgecraft out on 4. I like having the ballad for, you know, safety's sake, but we also have a couple of our advantage engines going around here. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and play out the Operator first. That way we can play the Relic and maybe, like, something else. Ooh, okay. And no blocks. They've got sack. Alright, let's go. I'm gonna do it this way. Okay. Mechanozoa can come down soon. I can use the Cryo Relic, to lock down, like, the Umbral Zealot or something like that. We can play the Dirgecraft on 5. I kind of want to just do a lot of lockdown here to, like, honest to goodness, this might be 0-point ballad for 2. Right? Like, just take it. It's a 3-for-1. Block with the Steel Swarm Operator. Yeah, I'm talking myself into this one. We're gonna leave the Cryogen Relic in play. Get out of here. They didn't surveil! Alright, we're good. They had the ability to sack that board to surveil. So now if they play a big 4, we have access to, like, the next time they just play a big threat, we have the Dirgecraft. We also have Mechanozoa. Like, this seems like a good position. Like the line into Dirgecraft too, yeah, if they just are playing like a big threat. Ooh, Fellowship to pick something back up. That's good. The reason they didn't is the same reason a lot of times happens where you just forget. Are they going to pick up the Monoist Circuit Feeder? Yeah, they're going to pick up the Monoist Circuit Feeder. Okay. This is a good card. That'll kill my Nanoform Sentinel, and then we can Edict back. So... yeah, non-token creature. Okay. Alright. So they get to kill this because that thing is -2, minus... It's also going to turn this almost on, right? 8+? Oh, no, they're going for the lander. Interesting. Okay. Oh, that lets them start attacking with this next turn. I see the line. Okay. Thinking if... I don't think we care to lock that down. How big are you? 2, 3? What's the deck looking like? We got blue-black. We got, like, a lot of artifact synergies going around. And we're trying to take out what looks like a tall Rakdos deck. So, Edict, they're 4-3. That's still going to let them play the 4-4 flyer, but this matches the 4-4 flyer. I'm not happy with... like, they're going to crack the lander. 2 cards in hand, unknown. They've got the removal spell that'll just kill this 3-2. Stationing instead of getting in for 3. Yeah, actually. Because the Mechanozoa can get us... up to this going when we warp it, that'll be the plan. Yeah, we have like artifact synergies and like some kind of like strong individual cards fighting against big Rakdos. They've got Felgrav Ship, one of the best stations in the set, because it mills and picks up a card. Then it's also a flying lifelinker late. Let them pick up the Necrotol. So they're going to Necrotol. What? No. I disagree. No. Actually, you can't. Dude, get out of here. Sweet. Oh, God, we get to Virus Beetle this circuit feeder? That feels great. Okay. From this position, do I just want to play Mechanozoa, or do I want to try to get more out of it? I kind of think this just wants to be in play. We're going to hold the land. We have a lot of cycling still in the deck. There it is right there. So Alpha Rail is a good reason for us to have held this land. Let's go ahead and cycle through... yeah, I will discard a Self-Craft Mechan, because otherwise I'm discarding 2 Self-Craft Mechan. So we get to go, Self-Craft, sack the Beetle, counter on Mechanozoa, or do we want to... Let's attack first.
Let's attacking.
Let's attacking, and then we're gonna self-craft Mechan, sack this beetle. Hello, thanks for the raid, Doc. We're gonna sack this.
No problem.
And we're gonna make the self-craft Mechan big enough to be outside of depressurize.
Right.
So they can turn on their grav ship, but like we're attacking for most of their life total here. Like obviously the lifelink helps them, and they have a card left over. Like removal spells may be best option for them on the 5/5. We have just a lot of like really live things still. Sad we don't have that we had to sack the other Mechan, but we still have a lot of. If we can find any of our, ooh, now that's what I'm talking about.
That's pretty good. All right.
I love countering a threaten by making my own creature stunned.
Oh, I missed some good magic then.
Yeah, they stole this. That's like when it taps, untap a thing to try to like use it, ramp them, do some nonsense, get to attack. No thanks. Nah, I'm good. No, that would have like that actually would have been strong enough to put them in a reasonable position.
Yeah, because the creature that does the extra thing, the enchanted creature is the thing dealing the damage, which means that they would get like multiple triggers of lifelink going on.
Yeah, they could even go like go dome, put me on 10, attack with both, put me on 5, and put themselves at high enough that we don't have lethal anymore, and they do.
Yeah,
like a lot of options.
That is a weird but oddly effective enchantment a lot of the time.
Okay. But yeah,
So I have no idea what your deck is like, aside from the fact that it is a blue-black deck that is playing those cards.
So
I like blue-black a lot in this format. I think
I'm quite happy with where this one ended up. It's not like super heavy synergy, but it has some heat, and it has a lot of filter.
Hey, filter is great.
Yeah. We got 4 relics. I'm playing 3. I'm still thinking about including the 4th. Like,
Prodigen Relic is the bauble that draws on enter and sack, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, enter and leave.
Yeah, which like works with like self-craft and like just like other bits. The other power points in the deck, 0 Point Ballad has won multiple games because it's 0 Point Ballad. Or we've cast it in both of our wins, I should say. And this...
It is similar to Toxic Deluge, 0 Point Ballad, and that's pretty wild to have in Standard.
This, though, there's just more text on this. It just keeps going.
Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card and lose 1 life. So basically, every time you connect, you draw a card. Do that. At the beginning of your end step, if non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn or as well as warped, create a 2/2. Okay, interesting. This is kind of almost a black questing beast, and like that's 3 kind of unconnected abilities, but like, they're
the lifelink feeds into the life law side of
yes. I mean, that's like the only real connection, though. The fact that it creates something on Morbid is like that's. All right, sure. I mean, I don't mind that that's there. It's just that doesn't feel very contiguous with the rest of your abilities.
So, Mechon Navigator is on tap. Draw discard. Let us get moved. Ooh, okay.
It's supposed to be good at stationing.
Yeah, or just, I'm fine getting in.
Or just attacking, of course, yeah. Lit's attacking, of course, is always good. It's just that, the fact that it's on tap generic is...
I'm gonna... I think I'm gonna live a little and throw a land.
With the 2 Cryogen Relics, it seems pretty unlikely you won't be able to draw into more lands,
and
right?
Also still having the Navigator.
Yeah.
The question there was like double black or double blue, and we have cards on both.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kill spell. They're finally going to spend the plasma
spell.
bolt with. Okay. All right. I see.
Oh, that's why. That's a pretty good reason to.
That makes sense why they waited on it. I think that's probably a fine thing to cryo shatter then. We could like wait it out with like a big 0-point ballad.
You do have the option of just playing Cryogen Relic, seeing what you draw off of it. You still have the Cryo Shatter, you know, as backup.
Now, let's kind of see what this looks like. Damn, that's...
Elegy Acolyte.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit like this. We're gonna try and get a little bit greedy on the ballad. We're gonna take 8 for it, but hopefully we'll get a 3-for-1 out of it, is the idea. If something goes wrong and they like, I don't know, suit it up, we are just still holding general kill spells. And my idea is I'm just gonna cryogen relic, like cycle, hold down the fort sort of thing.
Concerned if how much haste is in this format. I don't remember exactly.
Not as much. Like, the big thing is that I'm not so uber scared of, like, there's like a 3/3 with haste that has warp. That card just doesn't, like...
Oh, right, yeah, that
scare.
That Jaguar thing.
I don't know, it's a little bit lower on rate than I would want it to be. Okay.
Pretty good thing to ballad away, because it's going to grow.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. The line has changed a little bit. I think what I'm gonna do is we're just gonna get you off the table. Because we didn't draw land 5, the line has changed is actually what's happened here.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. Because we can't 0-point ballad away the 4/4, there's no reason to try to, like, sit on that. Okay. Ooh, interesting.
We could still 2-for-1 them if we drew the land here. Like, it's not that bad.
That it doesn't grant haste. Okay, how are we working around this then? We can't... Okay, alright. Let's go ahead and... I want to spend one of these on... I kind of want this to be on as part of the... Like, so it dies to the full ballad. But I also need to preserve my life total for that. We're gonna go this route. My hope is that they decide they want to turn on that flyer. The Beetle here looks pretty good. They've been playing some pretty real cards and only have 2 in hand. I think this is a real decision we've given them. And we still have, like, Grav Kill after. Okay, getting rid of a 7, the Nebula Dragon. Okay. 6th land. Okay, they can turn on the flyer here. I hope they do it. Come on. You see the line, right? You could turn your 4/4 on. Think of how strong that would be. You could eat the lander that's temporary, get a land, and turn on the lander that's not temporary. Uh-huh. Yep. That can't go to combat. But post-combat... Yep, you see it. Right, that's so smart. Think about it. You get a 4/4 blocker. Uh-huh. Yep, it's on 8. And now, yeah, you saw it. Damn. My opponent found the line to get their 4/4. Anyway. It's yours. They can have the landers here, I think. Like, it means that their draws are going to be way better for the rest of the game, but, like, we have 5 cards in hand. We are in a really good position. Let's get Steel Swarm and get Storm. So they're on 1 card a turn. And we're still on, like, removal spells, so feeling pretty good about that. All right, check this out. It's time. Go ahead and play the Navigator here. I have to have something pretty... All the thinning in the world. Our play only worked because our opponent was clever. You know? Otherwise, we would have been... they would have still had the ship and the ability to, like, make it a 4/4 pretty easily, and then, like... I think we have to spend Grav Kill on it, but we're at a point where Grav Kill is most of our turn. Anyway, welcome to 0 Point Ballad. I will play Toxic Deluge all day, every day. It is a very good emote. If they station with the -1, I think nothing happens. I'm pretty sure that just, like, results in,
It doesn't remove a counter, no. You can't additively do negatives exactly in Magic.
Yeah.
It's like how, you know, if you block with a -1 creature, that doesn't mean that you're, you know, you give toughness or remove damage from a creature.
Alright. We're gonna play the Navigator here on 2. Because that draws the most cards. I'm fine with this Navigator trading with the 1/1 Death Toucher here, if they want. Okay. Well. Save me, Cryogen Relic. Cryogen Relic, save me. Yeah.
Station would have to have text on it specifically saying if the creature had negative power, remove that many counters instead, basically is what it is. Which it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that text.
Yeah, if a numbers do remember that they're in the negative, but will only care if they're trying to move up and down. This is one of my favorite cards. And oh no!
Uh-oh.
Okay. Dangerous. Okay. So this is what this has is it has tap, target creature gets when it's dealt damage, draw that many cards, lose that many life, and then you can deal 1 damage. This card is wild because it effectively is Phyrexian Arena at its like worst case. So how do we want to deal with this? I think I'm gonna go this route. This draws most cards. Okay. So again, they have Phyrexian Arena, which is a dangerous thing to have. Oh, they also have a kill spell for. Didn't matter if we put the counter on that. This is 1, 2, 3 right there. They get to attack us for half our life total. Oh, this is a lot. How are we preventing death here? What in the hell am I doing? It's pretty bad. Okay. I wish that was a better positioned card right now.
Yeah, all this 4 power.
Yeah, they've got a lot.
To pressurize. Look, I mean, at least it can get rid of the Death Toucher, but with only the single black available to you, it's not super.
I think we have to do this. This gives us the ability to double block the Cav Landwalker as long as our opponent's hand is 5 blank cards. Actually, it doesn't matter.
Mutinous Massacre. I see.
Oh, okay. They went with odd, sure, because that steals the other reason that didn't matter is that they could use Requiem Monolith on our creatures to force them through, or kill our blocker. Or we were smoked 6 ways from Sunday. This Monolith, like, just such a powerful piece of technology.
Yeah.
So. Also, this is like really damn good. Well, they did have the mutiny.
You got that Powered by Pain or whatever it's called, and that together, and like you get to ping your own creature, which then lets you ping anything else, which lets you draw a card, which lets you, do your taxes, so on and so forth.
Yeah. Because, like, the thing is, it wasn't even, like, Menace on that sets up, like, they could ping their own creature and draw 4. They could ping our creature, and then when we hit that creature, then they would make us draw 4 and lose 4 life, which, doesn't work. Alright, the Drake 87, born in the year. Okay. This looks great. I'm actually quite happy with the look of this hand. Steel Swarm Operator lets us ramp up to playing these. We've got the Mechon. Oh. Hello.
Oh, we
hello.
Have a
okay. All right.
You want to replace your entire hand and have 2 4/5s on the field?
They do too, but they can't ramp to do it. All right. Cryo Relic. Sweet. Cryo Relic. Sweet.
Really good draws
I'm in.
on those.
I'm so in. I'm the most in.
What Frog might cost 3 right now?
Dual Sun Adept. Okay, that's a thing that's gonna eat removal
Depressurize.
spell as time goes on here, but I don't think right now. I think right now it's gonna.
I think right now what you're gonna make is just a thing that could just block it anyway.
Yeah. Let's sack this. Give this the boost. Draw 2. Perfect. So they can like Banishing Light, but like we will be able to depressurize it next turn, which is enough of a threat.
Cryogen Relic's activated ability costs how much?
2, and this taps for 2 mana for use on activated abilities of artifact sources.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like,
just...
you actually can activate that if you want to. Ow.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah?
On the Cryogen Relic?
It's got to be on the Steel Swarm Operator, which is something I was going to kill anyway with our 0-point ballot. That's not going to work the way you want, bud.
It still draws us a card.
You got it, boss. Leaves play. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and 0-point ballot for 2. There's no world where I can play this Mechon and sack this, because that's not enough mana left over. Happy Flu. Won't do anything. That blue is actually not any real amount, but... Anyway. Boink. And then let's get Beam Saw going. Anyway. So, 2 for 1 on their pretty threatening dual suns. That's pretty nice to have. So I think they're going to pop Cryogen to hold down our Mechon. We get to use Alpha Rail to, like, continue drawing into this hand. And we still have removal and a board presence. They have a lot of cards. They're not... They have a resource to work with. They're still here. The big thing is they've had their own Cryo Relic, so... Ooh, that gets back the Cryo Relic. That's terrifying.
This is 2 decks that are going hard on card advantage at each other.
Okay. That's... So... A Stellar Reclaimer, this Sun Angel here, picks up a non-land, non-creature of X or less, where X is what you spent on it, which means it's going to recur this Cryogen every time. That means they're going to be able to lock down this Selfcraft Mechon pretty easily. We should be able to use Dirgecraft for good here. I'm going to go ahead and play Alpha Rail first. Let's lead with the draw. We're probably going to discard Hole Carver here. Very tempted to discard 2 lands here, not gonna lie.
So am I, honestly.
Because, like, I don't want to, like...
You've already played your X cost. Do you need that much mana?
We can use it in, like, in turns, but, like... I would just rather have access to this Hole Carver in play, and then the ability to play Depressurize on the following turn. This also means that we can use Selfcraft Mechon to eat the Hole Carver. Dirgecraft is a way for us to eat, like, a big play if they play this Angel out here. They've got 6. They might play the 6-drop 5/5. If I were in this position, the 6-drop 5/5 on this would be a reasonable play to, like, try to buy the board back. Okay.
A Looter, or Ophidian, basically.
Yeah. So that lets them tap down the Mechon. We're gonna do that because we need the edict to be active. Okay. Combat first, it looks like, and then...
Possibly eat the whole carver with self-craft mechan.
Yeah. I don't know how much more I want to put into this board. They're going to be able to
They are playing white, and it is entirely possible that they have the Wrath in their deck, for example, so...
Yeah.
The self-craft mechan makes sense because it, it draws a card. It replaces itself.
Yeah.
While improving your, your board for next turn to kill your opponent.
I think I'm good with that. Eat the whole carver.
But I would maybe hold off on the navigator, for example.
Okay. Because, yeah, like, a very likely scenario here is...
They play the Angel is likely, I think.
Angel...
And then they grab their 2/2, double striker.
No, they can't grab creatures.
Oh, I can only grab artifacts?
Only grab Cryogen Relic here. If they do that, and then they use that to, like, make the Mechon, the big Mechon tapped, we can Edict them, and then... Okay.
Okay. Kind of none of the things that I was expecting.
This is great, because the Edict is really good in this scenario.
And then...
Yeah, I can't kill them.
But you can station up a flyer. So, like, you've got ways to swing through, sort of.
Yeah.
You could also play the 4/4. I don't know if that's extending.
I'm gonna go this route.
But now they do have to play 3 blockers to not die, so...
Yeah, secretly it might even be 4 blockers.
Mm-hmm.
Or a flying blocker. The Angel is like a pretty good play here. The station crap on this is 7, which is 2 plus 4. We would need another point from something to be able to fly. Alpha Rail Death Touches, and, the Prospector, obviously, like... sort of replacement threat. They need a lot.
They're in a very bad position.
I am playing slightly defensively on the, like, not playing into a Wrath, I realize, but, like, in this format, I've been hit so many times. There's even, like, a colorless Wrath they can play.
There's ways to get 3... there's also just ways to get, like, 3-for-1s in this format.
Hardlight Containment on that? That means they have to keep the Relic around. Yeah, hold on. I'm so sorry, they didn't have another artifact to put that on. Oh, that... Because, so, Hardlight Containment is a Chain to the Rock sort of thing, where it's like a... Or, like, even like a, Sheltered by Ghosts, that sort of thing, where it's like an O-ring, but you put it on a thing. But it has to go on an artifact, and, like, they didn't have any other than the Cryogen. They played more Cryogen Relics than us. Prospector, yeah, replaces with a lander, which is, like, not a great replacement, but it is a piece. The big thing is that opponent is just a deck that gave, like, vibes of Wrath of God. Blue-white control, that was the most blue-white control opponent, right? So... Alright, Gigastorm Titan on 4, hopefully. Okay. Well... Edge Rover.
Getting hit by a 1-mana 2/2.
Yep. We can just throw down a Mechon Navigator. We have a second one to throw away to that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They're gonna get to make use of the lander pretty good on their end too. I don't know if they'll use it here or if they'll just play the 3/3. No, they've got Codecracker Hound. Oh, they're going for card advantage on the Hound. Okay. Which makes sense if they don't think we're like, if they see like we're Dimir, we're not going to be the aggro. Okay, you want to know what kind of scares me here? This is the card they put in the grave. This card isn't like incredible. They control 3 different lands. That's a 4-mana 5/5 that they threw in the grave. That's a 3-mana 5/5 that they threw in the grave. You know? What do we got going on here, buddy? I'm fine with that. That trades. That's great. Okay.
Dog, that dog did just fight down that weird mech Hydra, though. That's weird. That's wild and interesting.
I'm gonna go. Mechon Navigator, Giganto Titan. We're gonna try and wait on the Beetle. They have a little bit too heavy of a hand. I want to try and snipe some of the higher end stuff. Playing it on a 6-card hand. I'm stunned that they went like that. The plays they're making with the Hound, they went 2 for 1 on my 3/2. Probably because they were scared of like the sort of like ramp possibilities of it. This is a card that has some like neat combos. They do have another Fungal Colossus. That would make sense why they got rid of the other Fungal Colossus. Ooh. All right. Okay. Well, hold on.
So, Elegy Acolyte.
Yeah.
Activating the lander counts for making a 2/2, right?
That's correct. I could also play it, attack with both, lose the Giant Storm Titan, but get a 2/2 and a card. Basically, it would be like -2/-2 the Titan to draw off it. Is that worth it? Probably not. Let's see what you have going on. I'm guessing a land off this, but like...
Elf.
I'm scared. I'm terrified.
They're full gas. If that was the... And
That's
it was
the
an
worst?
easy choice for them, too.
That's the worst
Yeah.
card? I'm scared. That was not the level of card I was supposed to hit with that. I was supposed to hit land 8. Okay, so let's...
Your opponent's
let's
hand has got to be, like, massive gas.
I feel like a good chunk... Okay, oh, rebuy. Sure. Mill 3, and then rebuy a creature from grave. Don't have the mana for it yet. Happy with that. This is fine. Like this? No. Like this.
You want to be able to swing past the 2/3 next turn.
Yeah. If they have a kill spell, I'm still okay because we can we burn it and we swing by. I want to burn a kill spell on not this. Is the idea.
Yeah. was targeting something that is both, you know, not against a card that we have that is both a board generator and card advantage generator, that'd be ideal.
Yeah. And also, like, just get some of the gas out of their hand. Okay, all right. Get the 5/5 off the table. I'm okay with that outcome. We can still Acolyte past. Are you holding Grav Kill? The idea here is that the Virus Beetle will warp into a 2/2. If things go correctly here. It is a Grav Kill. Okay. That was what they were sitting on. Damn.
They correctly read that you had something better than the 4/4.
Sadly, like, because, like, the only way I could have changed that line is not throwing the Beetle in, but if I don't throw the Beetle in, I'm not playing for, like, the top end, and this sort of ends in a similar fashion. We just have a Beetle, and I'd rather have the high roll of that than the low roll.
Yeah, fair.
Okay, thank you. Hi. This is one of the best cards we can draw at this position. Okay. Let's... I'm gonna keep pushing. We get a Beam Saw, and we get to pass the turn. They get to eat a land or get a 7th land. The biggest thing I'm worried about out of them is, the Leviathan, the worm. They don't have that in Grave, right? What's their biggest thing in Grave? Alpha Rail, Fungal Colossus? Sure. They can use their Brood Tender to become a 5/5. Yeah, the 7 mana 6/6 with landfall, like, +1/+1 Vigilance Haste or something like that. And it has Trample. There's a combination of Haste, Trample, and Vigilance in its text box, and I'm pretty sure it hands off Haste. I'll take 5. I still don't like knowing that our opponent has... Okay, so that's a long game threat that, like, draws too many cards and gets them...
That's their Invoker.
Yeah.
Basically.
What else do they have? We get to attack for half their life total here. Unlikely they block. I'm going to use the land end step because I'd like to get a land out of the deck and we still have the Relic. If we draw 0-point Ballad, that is pretty damn good. That's true. We still have a life total high enough for that.
You keep your 4/4?
Yeah. Or we could go for 6 and steal off that. Ooh. Okay.
Ooh. Pretty good.
Okay. That's a really good draw here. So we eat the Cryogen Relic. I think I'm going to put the counter on the Beam Saw here. I feel like they're still holding one more piece of interaction, and I would rather, like, they can use a piece of...
If they want to trade...
Yeah, removal.
Mech and Engineer. Like, when you attack in, this being
well,
a 3/2,
I still think they have a kill spell.
The 2/2
yeah, this is what I was afraid of. They can counter the card draw off the self of Mechan like that, and if I did that on Gigastorm, then we don't get to attack with a relevant body.
Right.
I'm... There's no real good way around that. But we got to use that so that they're not using it in combat. One card left in hand. The problem is they have the recursion from the Brood Tender and they've got the Engineer. So we need to be finishing them fast. Again, if we could draw into a position where we get to 0 point, That'd be great. We want to hold the lands from this point because we still have our own Alpha Real. They can't really attack here because we have a 3-4 against their 3-3 and a 2-1 against their 2. Like, you know, they're not going to be making a lot of progress there. They just have the long game because they have the engineer. So, and we can't even like kill the engineer to stop it. They can pick it back up. I don't think they do anything here. Goddamn, thank you. Okay.
Every time we see one of these things, we get excited because really it is just...
I probably should be playing the 4th, to be honest. Okay. I think we're out of... No, we still have more self-craft Mechon, but that's not gonna...
Activating that does mean that if you did draw the Wrath, you could X equals 3 for it if you wanted to.
I'm gonna use this as just like a think twice. Okay.
Okay. Pretty good.
Yep. Draw 2, make the body. And then there's going to be some double blocks to get my board. And that's where we use the depressurize to all of a sudden change that up. This is an awkward... The reasoning I'm going with here is that we can't actually...
You're trying to kill them.
Yeah, we can't actually prevent them from having
Yeah.
this. They could just Brood Tender and get it back, and then I would have no board to contend against it. Okay, they're going to be able to go wide enough if they can make anything to make assembler tokens on the assembler. Really? Really? Okay. Now, I could just take 4 here and then have, like, what looks like lethal on the crackback, but I don't believe that for a second. I'm gonna let them use their trick. Yeah, that untaps. Okay. We did not, for a second, actually have it. Alright, let's deck then. Alright, we're looking for something real. Something to get rid of the assembler. They're on 5 right now. We have 1 turn left. Oh no, they still have a real card. Uh-oh, we don't have a turn left, actually. If they still have a real card here. Mechan Assembler makes the 2-2 when an artifact comes in, not a non-token artifact. If you have... I'll just do it this way. Okay, we were... You got it, boss! Okay. We were very much in a do-or-die scenario there. I really liked the way that this deck played and came together. I really like the Cryogen Relics stuff. Honest to goodness, I think having played this, the fourth, honestly, like an infinite amount of them would have been playable within this.
The fact that they draw 2 cards and also like have the completely reasonable effect of, you know, freezing a creature for 1 turn as an option.
I'm just
pretty good.
The turn where they discarded Alpha Rail is just like the scariest shit in the world. Like, oh, okay.
But it's not like Alpha's a bomb or anything, but he's like a perfectly
but he sculpts your hand,
card, and that's your worst.
Yeah, like the answer of if you're discarding
that, their worst card.
Yeah, that means your hand is that good. All right,
yeah,
4-3. We're on the line. This is the payback scenario, which feels good here. Again, like if I'm looking at this again, where do I get the 4th relic in this deck? What's the 23rd? Is it like Nanoform Sentinel? Like, we don't have.
If I'm going to be honest, what my instinct on that would be, you have enough card draw in your deck at that point. I would just play 16 lands.
I did consider that too.
It's cheap card draw.
All of our losses outside of that one were like 2 lands, never seeing another.
Yeah. That's fair.
The reasoning I went with 17 in the deck is that having Alpha Rail and 2 Navigators means that I didn't think flooding was going to be too big of an issue. But that might be where it fits, right? Like, just cut this, like, I don't actually know if it's cut or not. Yeah, cut all the swamps. There we go.
Yeah, all of them.
All goodbye.
I'm just play mono blue now.
Mono blue. Yeah. This card was as nasty as it always as it reads. This was like the most removal magnet thing in the world, and if it wasn't, like, that's game. 0 Point Ballot is like gonna be real. Toxic Deluge is nuts. The trick you have to make sure you read with this card is using it on like 2. Be willing to use it on 2. Like, you don't have to chase those 6 or more on it. You can just use it to like 2 for 1 on your opponent's threes.
One of the very useful things about this card is the fact that it is not a -X spell. In that, if you pay for 2, you get to keep your like 2/3 or 3/2, 3/3 or whatever completely unharmed and unchanged.
Yeah,
so it gets to swing in for that turn, and like it has not ruined your like combat for a turn like a -X spell typically does.
Yeah, and like like having access to the scalable wrath of it, like, right, like say you're fighting against a white opponent who plays the 1/1 soldier makers for the first couple turns, then you can just be like, cool, this is effectively a pyroclasm. Or if you're playing against like this, when we did that X=4 and just like 5 for 1, like, that game, that's the power of it, obviously.
It's actually a very versatile card.
If I'm looking for the upgrades on this deck, Nanoform Sentinel, I think, underperformed, though it was incredibly funny in the game where our opponent threatened it, and then we just used a relic to make sure that the threaten failed. Just like, whoops, sorry. Like, Shieldmate's fine in here. I really like Steel Swarm Operator. This thing's not as strong as like some of the other cards like this that we've had in the past, but it still like gets the job done for that. I'm thinking of the 1/2 flyer from Caverns that had like tap for a mana. Also, don't think Beam Prospector did much in this deck. I think this is actually the card I would, if I was. This is probably something that's worth tagging out for Relic 4. Like, we don't have synergy. The only synergy this has is like warp on Elegy Acolyte, or like being a body, like maybe making an artifact for this, but like there's better cards for that. That's probably the line. But I picked this up in pack. So our opening pack was a choice between the White Planet and Cryogen Relic. The White Planet, by the way, I think is really good because it copies artifacts or enchantments. And, like, hey, if I can copy Cryogen Relic, like, Yeah, sure, you got it, boss. But like All Faith Stalker was our pick too, and then like we got a couple of these Exosuit Saviors, which pick up the relics very strong because leaves play, as our opponent saw. This deck is invalid. I can't leave. Like, I can't leave.
Well, gotta go put your swamps back in, or just make it 17 islands now.
Yeah, you're right. That's a stronger line.
I mean, come on. If you're going to be comparing directly basic lands, what's stronger, a swamp or an island?
Let me read the white land quick for that tie. Planet. Planets are neat. I think they ended they ended up in my mind being there's the Adventurelands from Final Fantasy that I don't think really saw any play.
Not really, yeah.
Because they're like the come and play tapped ability on them is too high a drawback for like the placement of them as a card in a lot of decks, just with like speed of format. You can't afford to play
also,
Limblom.
Yeah. I also feel like on average the adventure sides were slightly overcosted in a way that like you couldn't really justify holding onto that card in your opener, for example, until that turn to cast it, then play the land.
It was more of a like you top decked this, and it came out as like the green one makes like a 6/6 or whatever, and then you get to play it as a land.
Right, yeah, but that does also mean that if I don't really want to see it in my opening hand, then that's also kind of a problem, you know?
Yeah, Adagia is create a token that's a copy of an artifact or enchantment you control, except it's legendary. Yeah, if you legend ruled away a Cryogen Relic, you would draw 2 cards because it would enter play and then it would leave play. So you could use this as like 4 tap. Just like draw, your land that says draw 2, which is real until you look at like this one, which is maybe a few more. Like, I think these are cool. Like, the thing I like about these lands is I think they all play different scenarios. Like, Cavron is one I actually think has like some strong limited spot to it, and like I could understand the deck that it goes in. Obviously, Evendo and Uthros ask for a very obvious like deck they want, but we've also seen like I've seen on the fringes, and I know Ty's been playing it. You can tap Kono with this.
Yep. Yeah. No. It seems like it might have been an instance of like they didn't.
I think it's an instance of they. I think it's an instance of they wanted it to be like that because like
yeah,
like in the sense that like Kona before this wasn't really good enough, and like you can see that these are like pushed back pretty hard. On the other hand, Station was a not late, that's actually an incorrect way to put it. Station was not in the set when it was passed from vision design to play design.
Yeah.
Station, the mechanic Station was instead cosmic giant cards that were 2 card size cards, like a plane chase card, that were effectively Yu-Gi-Oh! Extra deck cards. There was a whole lot, and obviously like what we see of them is early development, so like we don't know how it ends up, but they ended up being cut from the set for logistical reasons. Printing double-sized cards.
Surprising. Yeah, double-sized cards seemed like that requires a specific print sheet.
Yeah. They thought they could do it on a small scale, but they couldn't do it on a Magic scale. Magic needing to be printed worldwide, millions and millions. Whereas like if it
Magic being also one of the most printed things worldwide.
Yeah.
So
like all of the printers that would have been able to make Magic had to have been able to do dual-side cards or dual sized cards, not side cards. And so they ended up making Station as a mechanic to work with Warp. That was the way that Station got added into the set. So it's not as though it was a late addition, but it was a decision made when they were already in like past like flavor side of things. And the planets are part of that as well. But yeah, like Survivor, Kona going from like kind of unplayable Can Kona put Omniscience into play? It's Kona
Kona
permanent.
does say just permanent, I think, doesn't he?
Can Kona do that? Omnis are gonna find it. Kona. Yeah, permanent card. Okay.
That does mean that you can have turn 4 Omniscience again in Standard then.
Welcome back. Turn 4
Like,
Omniscience.
pretty easily. I mean, fast in turn 4, you can play a Llanowar Elves if you want to.
Welcome
Turn
Black.
3 Omniscience is doable.
Well, you could do turn 3 Omniscience before as well, and with the other one for the same reason, but this one's in green, so it's a lot easier. But yeah, you swapping over from like the I forget the name of the card, the 6-drop Abzan one to revive your turtle, to just play your turtle.
Parination.
Yeah. Anyway. No, it was fun. I enjoyed that draft. I liked the deck we had. Glad for how that went. So yeah, happy for that. So yeah, thank you all for joining. Thank you, Doc, for jumping in and raiding over. Glad to...
Yeah, no problem.
Everyone.
I had the opportunity. So, and I mean, I like hanging out for Magic.
Yeah, thank you everybody who showed up for this. Showed up from Doc's side. If you want to catch more, you can always follow so you're live. You can always subscribe. Thank you everybody who did. Thank you Malbet. Thank you Dectalon. Thank you Captain Ultros. Appreciate it. But if you're just having a good time, A+, couldn't ask for more. Yeah, I think Edge Alchemy is either next week or the week after. Like, we've seen a lot of the spoilers for it. There are some really nifty designs in there that I'm interested to see how they play. Some cards that just generate things into the graveyard, and there's some like nifty things in there, and then there's some it's alchemy. It's exactly alchemy. So we'll find a spot for that. But other than that, tomorrow should be Trails. Wednesday, Dragon Quest Wednesday. All the other odds and ends. So yeah, thank you all for joining. Have a good night, everybody.